God, am I going live? You're live. Whoa. By golly gee. I'm mother trucking live. What's up, people? How you doing? This is my second video of the day because I want to use my laptop because it makes more sense. You see, I got me a Samsung A14. It's kind of cute. It's under $100, just barely. AT&T prepaid Walmart edition. You know what I mean? People know what I mean. You know what I mean? And it was my gateway drug or gateway cell phone to 5G L. No, it's just 5G now. So now I have 5G because I was on 4G. And it sucks. If I record on the phone, it overheats. Then I got to turn off the phone and restart the phone 20 minutes later in order to turn the phone back on so I can then upload the video onto YouTube. Never mind the fact I cannot watch YouTube at all, listen to music, or anything other than the one deal, one subject, one app, one deal at a time. So, not happening. So, my cell phone is the hotspot. The hotspot connects to the laptop. Lenovo Chromebook, like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. It's a white one. I wonder if that would work. Can I do that? Did that? Yep, it was white. I don't know. So, and then since I'm using the laptop says if you got videos already done, shoot, by all means. But I don't because I've been using the phone instead of the Lenovo laptop. So I said, fuck it. We're going to go live. Fuck it, we're live. So I'm going to babble for about 45 minutes, and I'm going to babble about my edition of First World Issues. And yeah, I'm stoned right now. And yeah, I got this dude right here, my bad boy. Yeah, I do the candy bees. The candy bees. Get over it. So what, you want to fight about it? I gotta stop watching Family Guy clips. Anyways, so we're gonna do this in short. One day I will learn how to do the timestamps and whatnot. I wrote down chapters, and then I'll say the chapters, and then we'll go back over to blah 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 blah, beat it to death, whatnot. Hopefully I get up to 45 minutes, and why not? So wake up, laundry, Dollar General, grocery outlet, weed store, other Dollar General, Jack in the Box, Albertsons, back to the first Dollar General, and then home. Let me write this. DG for Dollar General. Anyway, so the closest town, the closest register is an unincorporated town about 14.5 to 15 miles away. This town, ironically, is called Rosamond, California. Rosamond, California has one road, Rosamond Boulevard. I live 14 miles out. Quite literally, the road could be called 14-mile road. You know, like Eminem and shit, 8-mile road. But instead of 14-mile road, they went with like 140th Street. By the way, I'm not worried about it because there's an east and there's a west, and it's a huge difference. As you can tell, 14 miles out. Then you got to go through town. They go 14 miles the other way. That's 28 miles out of your way. It's going to suck. So I'm not too worried about it. However, the deal is, when you go into town, the very first business you encounter is going to be a Dollar General. As you go through and you go up and over the freeway, a little bit more town, you then encounter railroad tracks, which basically forces you to turn right. Yes, there's a few businesses on the other side of the railroad tracks, but there's still that karma of the other side of the tracks. So town kind of sort of comes to a net, kind of like, nah, we're going to turn right. We're going to follow the railroad tracks. It's going to go up a road called Sierra Highway. Ironically enough, this one tiny little town that has about 7,000 people in it has two Dollar Generals. One is the entry point over here, and then you go through town, and then you're forced to turn right, and then there's a Dollar General at the top point of, or what would be the entrance the other way. So there's $2 generals, one at each point, and it makes kind of an L shape. I don't know how this happened, and this is weird, but the distribution, the trucking people, the people who bring in the shipments, it's all different. So for the last 2.5 years that I've lived here, $1 General has 75% of the store stocked, and you kind of pick and choose what you can. And then you kind of have to drive to the other side of town to go to the other Dollar General to get the other part of your grocery list, because that is also 75% fully stocked. So when you go to town and you go, ooh, I need something that would be at a Dollar General, it's either at this one or it's at that one. And you're either damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. So it becomes a routine for a lot of people, me included, to go to both Dollar Generals to get the 100% Dollar General experience. And then they're starting to lock things up like Walmart. So that sucks. There's a laundromat in town. There's only one laundromat in town. And it's ironically my side of town as I go in. And it used to just be, you go in, you change your dollars into quarters, use your quarters, $1.75 a load. 35 minutes later, you come back, your clothes are washed, you throw it in the dryer, you put in a couple quarters. If it's not dry yet, you throw in some more quarters. Should take you about, I don't know, maybe $2.75 a load. Now, for whatever reason, because they were closed to get more machines or whatever, now it's $8 to wash a load of clothes, and they have those locking machines where it's not a top loader, it's a side loader, and it locks into place, or it locks the door shut, and you're paying $8. And then you get a dryer for 10 minutes for $2. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not trying to count my pennies here, but I feel like I'm getting ripped off. And I didn't realize that the owner / operator / really rich dude who kind of owns the laundry machine or the laundromat on the side gig because he's bored. Well, he's standing right behind me. He didn't hear it. Well, he heard, but I didn't hear it. And, I met with the whole, if you don't like it, you could go somewhere else. And I'm like, no, there's this thing called a monopoly, and you kind of have the only laundromat in town. It'd be different if the hotel let me use their laundry machines, but they don't. So, no. Let's see. So after that fun little shit, I love waking up, and I basically just wake up, get dressed, go to town, and do stuff. So, and I don't drink coffee. I don't really need any of that stuff. So like more or less within an hour of me waking up, I'm in a laundry facility in town, and I'm getting shit from the guy who owns the place. And I'm saying, wait a sec, this was quarters and you had top loaders and it was old school, and you shut down for like a month and you come back with these slightly newer machines. And now there are no top loaders. There are no options. It's $8 or nothing. And I got your attitude saying, if you don't like it, you could go to a different laundromat. That kind of sucks. But, you're out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. I guess that's how it is. So after that, go to a Dollar General down the way. Like I said, there's 2 different Dollar Generals, one at each end of town, and each Dollar General, they have different distribution, different truck drivers, different district managers, different inventory on the shelves. Like there's one that's closest to me, for example. If you want like grocery related stuff, good. If you want like general store related stuff, that's not going to be stocked. I go in and it looks like a hurricane hit, and there's nothing on any shelves. And me being a dumbass, I asked the question, what happened here? And the manager goes, in the state of California, you could shoplift up to $900 worth of stuff before it becomes a felony. On top of that, we as employees, something just whizzed right past my feet, and I don't know if that was a lizard or a mouse. Desert Live. The employees at Dollar General are not allowed to tackle or, I guess, zip tie, handcuff. They're not allowed to like do anything. And somebody came in, filled up a shopping cart, and left. And then about 10 minutes later, his girlfriend walked in, filled up her shopping cart, and then left. And it's under $900. So they can't even call the cops. They're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. And I'm sitting there going, well, then why do I have a grocery budget? If you're going to let them have $900 worth of groceries for free, what are you going to do? Ban them for 30 days? $900 worth of groceries is going to feed me for a hell of a lot longer than 30 days. Shit, let me go get a shopping cart. And he's like, no. You're an actual customer. You're a good person. You don't need to do that. Fuck good person shit. I'm trying to get free groceries. I don't need to budget a grocery bill if you're going to give out the free groceries. Why not? So from that fun little conversation I have with the manager, and I'm like, well, dude, come on, man. Look the other way. You're charging $3 per stick of beef jerky, and you're getting mad at this guy for shoplifting. Okay. You kind of... I digress. There's one other store. We have an Albertsons, and then we have a grocery outlet. Now, Albertsons is being a butthole, and my service dog is half Jack Russell, half Wiener dog mix. Looks like a baby fox. Let me turn the screen, see if you can see her. I don't know why she's laying on this tire, but that's her thing. Hey, Sky. Anyway, good girl. Okay. So for whatever reason, they said she can no longer sit in a shopping cart. Now the reality is she's a tiny little 20-pound lap dog, and she's scared of shopping carts, and not to mention people walking around shopping carts, kids constantly hovering around shopping carts, kids not in shopping carts who decide that they're now going to pet my dog and mess with my dog. And it's just easier to bring in a towel, fold it in half, put it where the little baby seat thing is, and then let her sit on the towel. A lot of times she lays down. She still gets pets. She still gets random strangers coming up and petting her and whatnot. And I'm totally cool with that. But for whatever reason, you get that one kid, echoed on purpose, barely has his ink dry on his diploma, and he wants me to immediately take the dog out of the shopping cart, immediately walk back to my van and put the towel back in the van so I won't put the dog back in the shopping cart when he walks away. And then he wants to know my address. I want to know when this became such a big deal, and why is it important for you to have stickers on your front door that says don't bring in guns, don't bring in knives, don't bring in drugs, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Also, if you have a service dog, please keep them out of the cart and keep all four paws on the ground. But that's not there, is it? No, it's not. So why are you harassing me? So can't go to Albertsons, and if I do, it's got to be real quick because she calms me down. She's my therapy dog and my service dog, and that's BS. I mean, if she was like a golden retriever or Labrador, a Rottweiler, a big dog, okay, cool, yeah, keep them out of the cart. That's fucked up. I get that, but I'm here because you guys screw us. I probably do have the pictures, but right now they got buy 12 packs of soda, get 3 12 packs of soda for free. Oh, by the way, paying $12 per 12 pack. So why not just say 5 12 packs for $24? But they feel the need to kind of weasel these deals out of you. My favorite was a bag of chips, $1.40, but you got to buy bags of chips. If you so fun times. I gotta get rid of this weird cough thing that I do. Oh, cool. He left. Yeah, that person left. I have, like when back in the 90s, when you're like, okay, I'm going to call and the answer machine's going to pick up and I'm going to say this, and this. And the answer machine message is only going to be 30 seconds and boom. And then you call and they answer the phone and you're like, oh, shit. Can I call you back? And like, you just ignore my call and I get the answer machine instead. But that's kind of what this was like. Hey, let me say my piece. And then person shows up forever and I'm like, shit. Should I cut the conversation down? Should I add more spice? I don't like lying, so I don't want to overspice. So, wake up, check. Laundry mat, check. Dollar General, empty shelves, check. I wrote it down on here. Grocery outlet, Kim. Okay, so there's this chick named Kim. Her middle name's Abigail. And she works at the Dollar General at the grocery outlet in town. Now, when I moved here 2 years ago, she had braces. She looked incredibly young. And again, the joke of the ink on her diploma wasn't even dry yet. And when I asked her, because she kept kind of flirting, but it was like an awkward flirting. So I kind of like beat around the bush to ask her age. And she was 19. This was like 2.5, 3 years ago when I first moved in. And I was like, okay, this isn't going to work. I'm clearly double your age, but you're a friendly face when I come into the store. So, we'll keep it business. No big deal. And then I don't remember how push came to shove, but at the exact moment, she takes the cell phone from my hand. And this is in front of two of her assistant managers who still work here or still work at the grocery outlet to this day. And she takes the phone from my hand. She programs her cell phone number into my cell phone. Then she calls herself from my cell phone to her phone and then programs my number into her phone. And I said, I hope you understand that by doing this, you have now officially crossed the threshold from friend zone and acquaintances and chums to I have attraction towards you. You doing these actions is saying that you have attraction towards me. This is how it's going to be. Like, you're an adult now. I hope you understand what you're doing here. And she goes, no. I feel the exact same way towards you. I'm attracted towards you. I understand that I'm half your age, but, I'm going to come to you more like a big brother kind of thing. But, I might fall for you. You never know. It's a wishy-washy answer, but in the end, whatever. Let's just kind of keep you on that back burner and keep you on a simmer. And sure enough, throughout the course of the last 1.5 to 2 years, every once in a while, maybe once every 3 weeks, maybe once a month, there's about 4 or 5 text messages from her and about 4 or 5 text messages from me. And then we kind of just part ways and go about life. And a lot of them, what she'll do is she'll screenshot conversations that she's having with her coworker turned friends, and their friendship is dissolving. And she's like, what did I do wrong? What is this about? Please explain this to me in stupid people terms. And so that's basically what we were, at least what I thought we were. And I was like, oh, I got street smarts enough. And this message and this group of messages, this is what they're thinking. This is why you thought this. This is where you tripped and stumbled, blah, blah, blah. This is how you fix it. If you want to fix it, this is how you should have thought versus how you did think. Advisor, big brother, whatever. I go into the grocery outlet today, and as always, I got the towel folded in half. I got Sky sitting on the towel inside the cart, where the baby sits. And I fold up the little plastic part so her feet don't slide out. And when I walk in, Kim is there. She's working. She works the register. And she says, and, I'm trying to get past her to get into like the candy section in between register 1 and register 2 because register 2 is closed. And she starts petting Sky. And no big deal. Let me get away from the cart. Let me go grab these things real quick. and then I'm done. So now I'm going to move the cart now. She looks at me and she says, don't take her away from me. Go get a handbasket, do your shopping, and when you're done and you paid for everything, then you could get your dog back. And I'm like, hell no. Like it was on one hand, it's kind of like, hey, I want to pet your dog, loving and sweet and endearing. On the other hand, which naturally for me, you're now telling me what to do. Go fuck yourself. Like, I am oppositional defiance disorder to the fullest. I don't care if you're saying it out of love. I don't care if you're saying it out of tough love. Go fuck yourself. That's like my knee jerk. Go fuck yourself. And it's like, what? Oh my God. And I'm like, no, not after the way we've been texting each other. That's just because it's been hot or cold, back burner stuff. And I'm not going to trust you with effectively what is my daughter and my best friend wrapped into one cute little 20-pound dog that I've invested 5 years of my life into. I'm not going to leave her with you. Plus, you're supposed to be fucking working at a register. Do your job. Shut up. And as I'm leaving, the manager dude, who the low-hanging fruit would be the looks. Mexican dude, short and stout, shaved head, big-ass fucking Hell's Angel style goatee, all white. Like, no mustache, just goatee. And, he looks like the biker that you might win, but he's connected to people. And you're never going to be able to win that fight. But at the same time, like, I could tell it's a family-owned and operated grocery outlet. I have no issue with him whatsoever. I know through hearsay that he kind of cares about his employees a bit too much, because as far as like management, this is relatively still new. I mean, he's been doing it for like 18 years, but his approach is still relatively new, and everybody's special and everybody matters. I completely get that. I totally understand that. I'm not going to knock him for that. And he comes up behind me and he goes, yeah, I need to talk to you. Let's go find a place. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go past the registers. Let's go into the alcohol aisle where all the little mixers are. Everybody can see us because it only goes up to like, maybe nipple high. And, we're not going to fight. We're not going to do anything. He wants to talk to me. And and this is where I don't get angry at him. I get angry at her. Kimberly, the little fucking pink Power Ranger. Because he's like, hey, she is my daughter, but she's not my daughter. And we see each other as family, and all my employees are family. And I don't appreciate the fact that you're talking about her butt and that her butt looks good in denim, and misconstruing the whole conversation, which is why I got angry at her. And the conversation, which was not on text, which was in person, in front of people like managers and coworkers, was women typically wear blue denim pants, jeans, and they look really good. The trick is to find a woman who can take off her blue denim jeans and not become something else. And the conversation about a butt was never involved. It was the jeans. The conversation was about jeans and how denim jeans, proper denim jeans, aren't going to show off your cellulite. They're going to kind of hold everything into place like a girdle, but for your lower body. And actually, the more I talk about it, the more I remember, the lady in front of me was wearing yoga pants, but the yoga pants were supposed to look like Levi's. And it's funny because there was like rolls and shit. And somebody had made a comment, and then I made a comment, and we went back and forth. And it was like, hey, denim doesn't show cellulite in rolls like that. They kind of packaged everything in. So by him using this as an example of, oh, Kim came to me and I'm just looking out for her because she's still young. I mean, she was 19. So 2 years later, that puts you at 21, maybe 22 years old. I completely understand. But I'm smiling And I'm like, you stupid, stupid bitch. And I go, hey, do you have a printer that has Bluetooth? And he goes, yes, I do. I go, let's go take another walk. So he sets up his printer. I turn on my Bluetooth on my cell phone, and I copy and send every fucking text message from her to me and from me to her over the last 2.5 years. And I was like, see, she's telling you little bits and pieces. If you want, you got my side of the conversation, and you can understand how I've proceeded in being an older brother. And, you grow up on Ritalin, you don't exactly have a sex drive. That's why I have literally one child and one child scare my entire life. Ironically enough, side note, I've actually been dumped more than once because the chick thought I was either gay or not into her, because I want to have sex for like maybe the first week or so, but then I also want to cool down and be your best friend, and I want to work on the friendship and busting laughs and jokes and shit. And like, stop being a drama queen, pick up a fucking video game controller. Or how about you pick up a fucking crossword puzzle and I'll help you do the fucking crossword puzzle. The more I think about the women who dumped me because of my lack of sex drive, the more I realize those were also women who would sleep in bed, get up to kind of make the bed, to then sit on their bed all day long, to then lay down and sleep in their bed at night, to then sit in bed, to then lay in bed. And you're like in your 20s and you live with your parents and you don't have a job and you're a total deadbeat. And you wonder why I have a low sex drive. Well, yeah, I don't want to get stuck in this situation. As a matter of fact, I've faked multiple orgasms. I don't want to get stuck with you. Not just women think like this. Come on now. So I give them, here you go. Here's a copy of everything, all the text messages. Here you go. And he's printing it out. And as he's printing it out, I say goodbye and I go back to my shopping because I don't give a fuck. And you hear over the intercom, the hell is that? That was weird. It sounded like a tree was about to fall, but I don't have trees in the high desert. Anyway, it's like the booger that never comes out. Maybe it's a nose hair. I don't know. Bluetooth, send it to his printer. As I'm going back to shopping, here over the PA, Kim, can you please come to the manager's office? Kim, to the manager's office. And I'm like, oh, bitch got trouble. And as this is happening, I'm kind of wrapping up my shopping because it's grocery outlet. I mean, there's 8 aisles? Come on. And 2 of them have freezer food, so I'm not even going down there. One has cleaning related supplies, dog food, cat food. I got plenty of dog food. I don't need to go down there. This other one over here has gadgets and medicine. Don't need to go down there. Boom, I'm done in like 2 hours. And as I come back, the Kim chick is leaving the principal's office, leaving the manager's office, and she comes back to the register and kicks the substitute clerk out of the register at the lady in front of me. Therefore, I am now Kim's first official customer after getting yelled at by her manager. And I'm irritated, but I acknowledge the fact that I'm not going to say anything at her job. I don't want her to get fired. I don't want the shit to be unconscious. I don't want to lose sleep over it. No. And yes, I acknowledge that says mine, mine, mine. I don't give a shit. Because it is. It's mine, mine, mine. That RV is mine, mine, mine. Like I don't want anything negative to happen. This dumb bitch stepped on a landmine. Shit's about to get blowed up. And so now she's angry. She's checking out. And the manager guy comes up behind me, puts his hand on my shoulder. I'm like, oh, fuck. And he goes, if this woman bothers you ever again, you come and you tell me. If he comes to me for any situation whatsoever, you're fired right here on the spot. I was like, oh, shit. And I was kind of like, I'm looking at the ground like, yes, sir, right away. And she's kind of like, And it's one of those things where, and I'm itching for her to get a hold of me. I'm itching for that stupid, say something. I dare you to say something. You don't work full time. You work part time. Your manager of your part time gig is fighting your battles for you. And he's not even fighting the proper battles. He's going to war with Viking axes, and we're talking about fucking nukes. What are you doing? Why would you set somebody up for failure like that? If you know that they're going to bat for you and that they're going to say something, then you had better fucking unlock your goddamn cell phone and say, here's the whole conversation. Here's everything you need. But she didn't do that. So he comes up to me and he thinks he's protecting his coworker or one of his workers. And she works Monday through Friday, opening to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, well, that means that you have kids. No, you still live at home with your elderly parents. And the only way that you can get a paycheck is by working Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till about 2 p.m. And because it's a franchise, she's the first one to go home because they cannot justify the amount of workers on the clock versus the amount of money that the registers are taking in. And I keep telling her that. And I'm like, this is your first job. You're not working 40 hours or longer. You don't have benefits whatsoever. They tell you to go home first, and then they call you up on your days off to see if you could pull an hour or two. This is a part-time gig. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, it's funny. To me, it's funny. Obsessively funny. I know I'm kind of talking about it a bit, but I got to say something now and then after this. It's pretty much dead in the water. But yeah, I just realized I have 3 cameras, and the camera in the middle is actually slightly bigger and green versus the other 2. Huh. But yeah, I'm waiting for her to kind of be like, well, that backfired in my face. Bet you, duh. What the fuck were you hoping was going to happen? You have older brothers. You have a father. You have the ability to fucking text me or to get a hold of me on Facebook and just say, hey, I don't appreciate the way that you're talking to me. Please stop. Easy. And then on top of that, I have to actually talk that, which I don't. And it was one of those things where I was like, haha, I told you I was a Boy Scout. I have all the text messages. I didn't delete any of them. So now that somebody's spoken up, here, you want a copy of all the text messages? You get to have the whole fucking 2.5 years of conversation. You tell me where I fucked up. I also left my phone number. I know he's going to read it. I left my phone number. There you go. I want you to call me and tell me exactly what day, what text message, what line, and what word I fucked up on. I then go to the weed store, cannabis store. This is weird because in this tiny little shithole town, there's 7 cannabis stores, and I'm loyal to the one. I've been loyal to the same one for all 2.5 years. I believe it's called the Plum Tree, but now it's called the Plum Guys. Something about plums. And I walk in, and For those of you who don't know what a Chelsea haircut is, it's a female haircut on a female, generally speaking. And basically everything is buzzed like this. But because she's a female, she needs to still identify as female. They generally grab what would be a unicorn or a front ponytail, and they shave everything else, and then this is the hair that's left. And on some chicks, it looks cool. On 99.9% of other women, it looks fucking stupid. Especially when it's combined with gauged earrings and tattoos up the ass, and you look like fucking every other gutter punk on earth. I calls it like it is. And so they hired one, a female, and basically, if you were to take Kat Von D and Sarah Silverman and combine them into one person and then give them way too many fucking mushrooms, that's what you would get here. White girl covered in tattoos, overspoke way too much to the point of offending people, and those people saying, please go away. I'm not, why are you talking to me? And I'm hearing this as I'm talking to the security guard. And one by one, customers coming out pissed off. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? So I'm like, let me go get my weed. So I go in and I cut this chick off at DADD. Because it wasn't just, hi, dad. There was a dad. And I cut her off. And I go, what the fuck? No. Fuck no. I don't fucking know you. You don't fucking call me that shit. And she's like, no, ha ha ha, no. What I meant and what I said was, darling. Yeah, you didn't hear that. And I'm like, again, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I hope to God you're as mentally fucked up as I am, except somehow you got on that side of the counter and I'm on this side of the counter. Why the fuck would you call me darling? And she's like, well, jeez. For weed and you know, for a pothead, you are kind of on edge. And I'm like, no, I came here because I'm out of weed. It's when I have the weed and I smoke the weed, then I can not be on it. And on top of that, you're not in Lancaster or Palmdale or Los Angeles or like a city. You're in a little shithole, unincorporated town where people have to drive 15 to 20 miles to get to you. We're all mentally fucked up in the head, and you go around calling people darling? I take that differently. Somebody calls me darling. A woman walks up and calls me darling. I'm like, okay, so you want like 2/3 of my soul. You probably want half of my money every fucking month. You're going to at least put out once or twice a month. Like, there's thoughts that go through my head. She really likes me. That's why she's calling me darling. Maybe she thinks I'm somebody else who is her darling, and I just kind of look like this guy and I'm a weird doppelganger. Maybe I should kind of trade things up. Why would you call me that? Look around. We're all fucking the head. That's probably the last thing you should do. And she's like, well, I call everyone darling. And I go, well, this isn't fucking Hooters. You don't have to flirt to make a fucking tip. My dog laughed the moment I said that. She's like, she cleared her throat, but it sounded like a laugh at the right time. But it was very much like she worked on commission, or she was hoping for a tip, or now I was going to be like, here's my wallet. Take all my money. All I want is just a little bit of weed. I don't know. But don't fucking do that shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's a term of endearment. Like, then I've been alone for the last 5 years. I've been celibate because I thought there was some spiritual bullshit to learn from that. There's not. There ain't shit to learn from. Why don't you go walk around America? Why don't you go bicycle around America? Why don't you go walk from Mexico to Canada, then turn around and go back to Mexico on the Pacific Crest Trail? Well, I did that fucking 10 times. How about the Continental Divide? Well, I did that 5 times. How about the Appalachian Trail? Well, I did that twice. Learn shit. Oh, how about you go fucking hitchhike around America? I'll do you one better. I'll rollerblade around America. when rollerblades were impossible to find. And then I found out that like Lenny Kravitz is at like 9 years and I'm at like 5 years. And I'm like, oh shit. All right. All right. There might be something here about this. You never know. You never know. I know I got numbers over a lot of fucking people. And in reality, what it was a combination of an old person trying to sound wise, which they did. But I was also hopping from relationship to relationship to relationship. And the argument was, why don't you worry about yourself and figure out who you are before you go on to another relationship? So then it became a dare of like, why don't you go 6 months celibate? Why don't you go like a year? And next thing I know, I to like 5 years, and I'm living on my own land, 3 acres, completely bought and paid for. Financially stable because, disability and shit. As long as there's an American flag, I get a check. Hey, or a heartbeat. As long as there's a heartbeat and an American flag, I get those checks. I feel guilty for saying that exact line, but this is a 41 minute stream, and anybody who's watched the whole 41 minutes is like, dude, this dude's fucked in the head. So it's like you say the words and it makes you feel weird, but then you do the actions and you're like, yeah, he's fucked in the head. For the 10 years, from 14 years old when I got enough credits to officially graduate high school, for 14 years all the way up to 24 years old, I did everything I could in my power to have job after job after job. I didn't care if I was delivering papers, selling Kirby vacuums, washing dishes, bussing tables. I didn't give a fuck. I had a job. I sold Christmas trees at Christmas. I would go trick-or-treating for sick kids because it paid. Which was stupid on my behalf. Now that I think about it, I should have just gone to the store and bought bags of candy. But I went trick-or-treating, which gave the diversity, which, but everywhere I went, it didn't matter if it was customers, managers, co-workers, whoever. They would all tell me the same thing. They're like, what are you doing? Go get fucking Social Security. If you need a letter of recommendation for Social Security, I will do it. And luckily, it didn't come to that point. All I had to do was go to Kaiser Permanente and get a copy of all my paperwork, and then I give them, the copies of all my paperwork. But it was so bad that I got express laned on the checks, because most people, they cough up all that Kaiser Permanente medical work and shit, and I got to wait like another year. I had 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. And the letter was mailed to the house. It wasn't a phone call and an email. It was a letter mailed to the house that arrived within 2 weeks of me giving them all my paperwork. So they looked at me and said, hell yeah, you fucked up in the head. Take these checks. Don't go spitting in people's onion rings. Don't go doing circles around the parking lot with your windows down and your system up. For those that know, they know. And then, like a dumbass, back in July, there was a major heat wave going through Antelope Valley, north of Los Angeles, where I live. And I mean, we're talking like 111 before the 4th of July. And that's not normal. Like 111 is like August. But it was like 111, like 3rd of July. So I've always had this YouTube channel, but I've used the YouTube channel kind of like a family photo album. And here's my phone. I take pictures. I do the video. And when it gets full, I then upload it onto YouTube. That way I can delete everything and I can keep doing the pictures and the videos. And it stays alive on YouTube because I'm not going anywhere. Well, in July, I was like, oh shit, YouTube live thing. I want to do YouTube live. There's people whining, bitching, complaining, babbling an hour long. God damn, I could do that. I think. I want to see. So, you need to get 50 subscribers. Okay, fine. I'll get 50 subscribers. So I would make video after video after video after video. Made like close to 250 videos. Actually, I think about 275 videos now. And in reality, like 30 was there before. But, made well over 200 videos, slowly cranked out subscriber after subscriber. It got to a point where I got to 50. You're like, cool. You got to 50, but now you got to wait 24 hours. Oh, and it's a weekend. And Monday is a holiday. So finally, the Tuesday comes around and everything. No more excuses. Congratulations. And then it went up to 78. Oh, shit. I got 78 subscribers. Oh, shit. I only needed 50. I don't give a fuck about these subscribers. I needed 50 to do YouTube Live. I don't give a fuck about subscribers. Whatever happens, happens. I just want to bullshit. But some people might get annoyed and unsubscribe. I need 50. I have 78. It's good to have 28 extra. Then I'm cleaning out my closet, Eminem style. And I find these Pokemon cards. I don't know, like 6 packs, maybe 8 packs. And I go, I know. Because people want to watch other people play video games and open packs of playing cards or trading cards. I'll start doing that. So I make one video. Hey, here's the packs of Pokemon cards I found while I was cleaning out my closet. I'm going to open them up, blah, blah, blah. Video number 1, open the pack. Video number 2, open the second pack. Video number 3, open the third pack. I keep them, leave them in my can, as they call it. And so on days that I feel depressed and I don't feel like doing a video, I just kind of send it off. That's why you see me wearing Deadpool a lot, because it's polyester, it's breathable, and I can pump out like 5 videos in one day, and you'll never know because I'll kind of shuffle them in, and you'll never know. Not to mention I'm a dude who has limited clothing. I mean, come on. But going to town the other day, not today, the other day, and I'm not going to put them on blast. I'm not going to say their name, but a human being approaches me with a plastic bag and says, here you go. Oh, camera. Here you go. Now, I know what it is immediately because I could see through the plastic bag, and I'm like, ah, shit. God damn it. I'll be right back. So inside this bandana, there's the 3 packs of Pokemon cards I already opened. Now, I thought that was done because I'm a 41-year-old fucking grown-ass man who would rather play Assassin's Creed on his Xbox One Slim than to play Pokemon. Plus, I don't have anybody around me. And I'd rather probably learn Magic the Gathering. Excuse me. I'd rather learn Magic the Gathering or something a little bit more my age. Something that isn't going to make me feel like, I don't know, people are picking on me. Oh my God, you're 41, you're playing Pokemon? What the fuck? So that's the 3. Yeah. So I don't even know. These are Sword and Shield. Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so I had 5 decks or 5 packs left. This human being, certain individual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have you met somebody who's that depressed to open up things? Like, oh, I gotta open 6 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more packs to open up. Not to mention the 3 packs I already have. Now, obviously, I'm not going to just burn them because that's stupid, and I'm damn sure not going to sell them off because that's way too much effort. So therefore, I'm basically screwed into keeping them. Okay, fine. But the problem is learning from my mistakes. Because now you're keeping Pokemon cards. Okay. How's the weather going to treat them? What are you going to keep them in? Are you going to buy sleeves? Are you going to buy an album book? Or are you just going to buy a cardboard box and just kind of throw them in the cardboard box? You're going to get a rubber band, just kind of rubber band them up and toss them in the drawer. Who are you going to play with? You going to go into town? Because Lancaster, California is about 35 miles diagonally. We all know America works in grids, but it's about 35 miles diagonally. And then you got to find the store to then hope that they have one day where there's somebody that shows up to actually play you the fucking game. Oh, and then the fact that I don't know how to play. And apparently there's a whole bunch of other shit besides just cards. So that's what stopped me in the past. That's kind of why I'm like bummed out a bit, because even if I had the greatest deck on earth, what am I going to do with it? I mean, I guess maybe there's some kind of FaceTime. You like video chat with somebody. And you're like, all right, you ready to play Pokemon? Let's play Pokemon. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But Pokemon was 99? 2000? Because I officially graduated high school December 18th, 1999. The very day that, well, the half day of school before spring, Christmas break, winter break, whatever you want to call it. So I technically graduated in 99, and that's when Pokemon came to America. So I was doing other things with my life, and I never got into it. And now I have fucking 11 unopened decks of cards, 3 open decks of cards, which makes 14. 14 times the 10 cards per pack, that's 140 cards. Apparently you only need 60 to play, so that's more than enough for 2 decks, if not at least one deck worth something. Oh, and I gotta find sleeves, and then I gotta find cases, and then maybe I'll go to that store, and they'll have people playing, and then they'll be like, okay, you can play this one game, but then we want to buy everything off of you. I don't know. Maybe I'll see some 10-year-old outside, and I'm like, hey, kid, here you go. That's fun. I have 53 minutes. I'm trying to get to like an hour 15. Okay, so that was the whole side gig. So I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this. I just put water machine. The water machine that charges you 35, 40, 50 cents per gallon, usually right outside the door of a grocery store or a gas station or whatever. There's a water machine in town at the Albertsons in the same parking lot, right next to the red box, right next to the door. I have 2 5-gallon drums in my hands that I am about to walk up and get water and come back with. 5 gallons. 1 gallon equals 8 pounds. 5 gallons times 8 pounds equals 40 pounds. 40 pounds per hand. The Albertsons employee who was sent out to go pick up shopping carts decides to walk past me with the shopping carts, seeing that I had both jugs full. I then decide, screw it, I'll go into Albertsons to get the shopping carts and then walk the jugs to the van, because while I'm inside Albertsons, I could use the opportunity to get some freaking potato salad or potato wedges or a ready-made sandwich by the checkout. And the employee kid, I still can't decide if it was a boy or a girl because it was all sorts of everywhere. But, excuse me, sir, can you please not? These are for customers. What the fuck? So I'm like, okay, whatever. No big deal. And then as I put them in the cart, and I go to shut the door for the minivan. I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. There's an open space in front of my parking space. So when I get in the van and I start it up, I can now officially just drive forward. And the exact same employee is behind me with a shopping cart going, oh, so you're not coming in to go grocery shopping? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ugh. Now, last one. And this is, again, like, this is one of those things where it's like, man, you care too much. Of course you had a bad day. And this is the Jack in the Box experience. Now, I am a very particular Jack in the Box customer. I very much live in the 90s, and I raid the shit out of the dollar menu or the munchies menu or the under the $5 menu. And I want it my way because I'm the fucking customer paying for that shit. The same lady, by the way, her name was Lily, Lili, Lily, ignores me for like 5 minutes. I have to literally pull money out of my pocket and wave it to her going, hey, I'm still a customer. Now she wants to take an order. I start off with 4 tacos because you have to buy 2 tacos at a time for $1.50. She sees I'm looking strictly at the munchies menu, which is broken down into like $1, $2, $3, and $4 things or whatever it is. And I go, 4 tacos. Before I can even say a second item outside of the 4 tacos, she goes, yeah, I know what you want. Here you go. The Jack's box. No, that's not what I want. I want the fucking 4 tacos, and let me get a grilled cheese sandwich because they got grilled cheese sandwiches. And for me, I can't do grilled cheese sandwiches unless I cook, and I don't want to cook, and I don't want to get all that shit dirty for a grilled cheese sandwich. I pay $2, it's done. And again, she cuts me off, and she goes, no, you don't seem to understand. Everything that you want's already in this, and it's only $5, and this is what you're getting. So I get annoyed. But then it dawns on me that she might remember me because for the last 2 years, I've walked into Jack in the Box and I said, here's $10, push buttons, and fucking feed me. That's my fault. I get home. The meal is $5. It comes with a drink. I never wanted a fucking drink. I don't want a drink. I have drinks. Strike 1. Strike 2. It comes with fucking fries. I hate French fries. I like potato wedges. I like tater tots. I like the other kinds of fries, not Jack in the Box fries, especially when they use the same fryer for the tacos as they do the French fries, and you can't actually taste anything. So shit, now I got fries, don't want them. Got a soda, don't fucking want it. A chicken burger. I don't fucking eat the chicken burgers at Jack in the Box. I don't like them. And it looks like mayonnaise has been gopped all inside it. I'm slightly allergic to mayonnaise. It makes me take really rapid shits, like to the point where I can eat something with mayonnaise and be taking a shit within the next 10 minutes. It doesn't work for me. My body rejects it. And then out of the 4 tacos I had ordered, I got 1 taco. The meal is 1 burger, 1 taco, 1 value fry, and 1 small drink for $5. Well, congratulations, you dumb broad. Now I'm not going to go to Jack in the Box for the next month or 2. I can't be angry with her because there's a high probability she remembers me as the dumbass white guy who wears a fucking Deadpool jersey in town and says, here's $10, push a bunch of buttons until the order is about $10. Just fucking feed me. So, you know, I want to be mad, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure she remembers me. And this might actually be one of those situations where she remembers you, and maybe you should read between the lines because she fucking remembers you, and you only go into town once every 3 weeks. So maybe there's a reason why she remembers you. But I'm too stupid to think that. Come on now. I just think that this stupid woman wanted to interrupt me and push this button, not those buttons. That being said, um, my dog and my squirrels ate most of the Jack in the Box while I opened a can of chili and had chips, chili and Fritos scoops, because it was more important for me to justify the fact that I felt disrespected versus the fact that I still ended up spending money on Jack in the Box one way or another, and I should just shut the fuck up and eat it. Anyway, that being said, as you can tell, it's getting a little dusky. And I'm sitting on an aluminum folding chair, like in wrestling, headshot. And I got no butt, I got that no butt. So, like, a good hour, my ass is sore. And right now, my ass is getting sore. I could put a cushion on it, but it's much like the Princess and the Pea, where, like, I'll just feel the ass soreness through the cushion. I am a whole lot of weird. I acknowledge this. That being said, I'm out of here. Love, peace, chicken grease.